Hello everyone, it's Zinnia here, and today I am back to share with you another fun scrapbook layout design that's super easy to create and you're going to love it. So the main idea was to create a custom pattern paper and use it as the base of my design. And to do that, I decided to use the new Altenew watercolor brush markers. This is the Spring Garden set. And I really love these markers. I'm using the colors Moss, Emerald, Warm Sunshine, Limeade, Evening Gray, and Autumn Blaze. I hope I didn't forget any, but you can just take a look at the Altenew scrapbook blog where I list all the colors and all the details about this page. But anyway, I created a background using strips of color and I just went random with them, some thin, some thicker, and just alternating the colors without a specific arrangement in mind. And then I let that page aside to dry. I wanted to make sure it's completely dry because I wanted my adhesive to stick very well on it. And meanwhile, I prepared my embellishments. I decided to play with the Botanical Garden stamp set, which I love, and these outline images. I think they fit my color palette perfectly. So I just stamped and die cut a bunch of images using the coordinating dies and my mini Blossom die cutting machine. And I actually just cut a bunch of them together. I think I stamped 3 pages, and then I'm just going and cutting them in bulk just to save time. So once I had all my images cut out, I decided to get back to my background. To make sure I have an area to place my photo, I cut a piece of 12-inch long cardstock and placed it there in the middle. Now, if I knew that ahead of time, I might have skipped the part that I added that I painted the background in this place, but I didn't think of it ahead of time, so I painted the whole thing. And you might see the background there is a little bit more watery. That's because I decided to go back in after my markers dried and re-wet the area with a water brush and kind of like smooth the colors out to create a more mixed media look. And I think it looks really fun and really cool. You can leave it as is without watering down your strips of color, but I really like this effect. And if you let the markers dry first and then re-wet them, it will contain the mess. You can actually see I have some greens and oranges next to each other, and these colors usually don't mix very well. They get a little bit muddy. But again, if you let the colors dry first and then re-wet them, they don't spread that much. So you have a little bit of blending. Basically, it's not exactly blending, I would say you just soften the edges for the most of it. And I think that look is really beautiful. So I'm just using these die cut pieces from the Botanical Garden set, and I'm basically using them across the border of that white piece of paper. And I want to have some of the design on top of the white because it's obviously it looks better on top of the white and it doesn't have the distracting background. But I also wanted to kind of carry that black and white look on top of the background as well. So I'm just doing half and half there. I'm sticking it down using some liquid glue just because I'm lazy to put any other type of adhesive when I have delicate die cut pieces. I'm just adding little dots of adhesive here and there and hoping everything will stick down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and place my photo, and I will place my photo right there in that middle line. And I was actually considering using 2 pictures for this layout because you do have enough space to do like multiple photos if you want to. But in the end, I just went with 1 picture, relatively large. Well, for my kind of preference at least. And I used this little image of my kitten. Well, he's not a kitten anymore, he's a grown-up cat, but when he was a little kitty, he just went to a computer. Don't worry, this was like an empty PC tower we had somewhere in the storage room, and he was peeking through there, and I thought it was very funny. And I'm gonna use some sentiments from the Playful Blooms stamp set to kind of stamp down my title. I'm using again some black ink. I think I used the Altenew permanent white, permanent black, sorry. But no, I'm not sure. I think, oh yeah, there it is. It's the permanent black. But I think I used jet black crisp dye ink for the rest of the flowers. I actually like both of these black inks, so I'm not very particular on which one I use every time. They both work great. And I'm just stamping the word. I just wanted to say hi. There I'm stamping the word hi. And that is basically the main design I'm going to work on. Basically, the only step left is to add some finishing touches, and if you know me, you know I love splatters, so I wanted to add some white splatters on the colorful background. And the thing is, I couldn't add the splatters on the white piece as well because white on white wouldn't show. So I added the white splatters on top of the colorful area, and then I also picked my jet black ink spray, which I absolutely love. And I also added a few black splatters, and those were in the on the white area. So it's kind of like giving me the impression that the white dots, the white splatters turn into black splatters and to white splatters again as they move across the white piece of paper. And I think that effect really elevates the whole design and makes it look very interesting and exciting. So I really hope you like this technique and you get excited to use your watercolor brush markers in fun and different ways. You can play around with any color combination you like, and actually you can also create a similar thing if you use your Altenew watercolor pen set. But I do prefer the markers for this technique personally. So that's my page for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to visit the Altenew blog for more information, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!